Good morning. Hope everybody's having a happy Monday already. Feels like I've done half a day's work already, which is good. I'm sure many of you are the same. So see in some of our groups, people are saying, you're almost there, a few more weeks of the whole remote learning thing and all of that. So hang in there. We're thinking of you. So I wanted to just chat quickly this morning about Tradie Confidence. So it's a really, it's actually one of the things that I probably spend most of my time working on with clients, the tradies in particular, and you as the women as well, because we've got some, the women tend to have big challenges with their place in the business, and they don't know what skills or attributes that they can offer. They're not sure about what their place is. Then they don't really know how to help. So that knocks their confidence around. But what we don't tend to talk about as much is the confidence of the tradie. It's not as overt. But when we actually strip it all back, the boys have actually got, and I hope nobody's offended when I call them the boys. I don't mean any disrespect by that. It's just how I call, like what I call them. So the fellas, when they're quoting for big jobs, or they're really under the pump, they're thinking about their futures, what actually prevents them from going really full noise into all those things is confidence and lack of confidence. And I got to say, a big part of their confidence completely and utterly is up to us. I really mean that, and I see it in my own house quite often, or on the phone at the moment with Jace, because I haven't seen him for a few weeks. But it's really important that you are being mindful of how you're speaking with, working with, talking to, organising the tradie. If any of this is resonating, just give us a hoy. So the thing about, you hear sayings like behind every good man is a really amazing woman, and that's absolutely the truth. But when you come across fellas who are actually lacking confidence, what can that can be the truth, is there's a really strong, amazing, driven woman behind him, but what that can have the adverse effect, or the way that can have an adverse effect on the tradie, is that he can feel downtrodden, and he can feel controlled, and he can feel quite criticised. And so whilst we are their biggest supporters, sometimes that support converts into kind of quashing them a little bit and making them feel less than, or making them feel not enough. And so there's some simple ways that we can go about making sure that doesn't happen. And one of the first things is to be more inquiring in the way that we address them. So sometimes the knee jerk is to criticise and say, well, what the bloody hell did you do that for? Or to ask questions that are a little on the edgy side, I suppose. But what's a better way of addressing them is to seek to understand at all times. So no matter what they say or what they do with their work and in their business or with their clients, we just got to be mindful to ask inquiringly and seek to understand, rather than just giving them an answer or telling them the way that it should be done. Because over time, what happens is they will just keep withdrawing and withdrawing and withdrawing, and you want to get more and more and more into the business, and you'll start to wonder, well, why I'm helping all the time, I'm doing all these things, why is he just stepping back and stepping back and stepping back? Well, it's because you're over the top, love. Like, I'm sorry, but it's too much, and they don't know where to put their feet. They don't know how to make it right, because it feels for them like nothing that they do is ever right. And that really knocks their confidence down. Like, it really wears on them significantly and makes them feel less than enough. So yeah, the first thing is making sure that you're always seeking to understand what drove them to make their decisions. So, and this is something that I am far from perfect on. I still get a bit gritty on some things occasionally. But when I then stop myself from being a complete and utter mole, I go, okay, right. Tell me, Dal, what's the rush? Tell me a bit about why you're making that decision so that I can understand better. And then once they explain, quite often you'll go, okay, well, that's understandable, but where's the middle ground here, babe? Like, where can we sort of improve? What are your thoughts? And get them to come up with the answer. Like, how would you go about doing it if we could reach that ideal? And asking how questions are very empowering. It helps the tradie solve a problem, and that's what tradies love to do. They are problem solvers. They want to fix stuff. You'll find when you're no good, he just wants to fix it, so he'll try and do things to make it better. So it's really important that you're working with your tradie in that way. And I want everybody to do some real hard reflecting in the mirror on this, and which I've had to do and I continue to do. And look, our relationship and our partnership has gotten stronger and stronger, but shit, I still muck up. Like, I'm only human. So it's just being mindful that yes, you are amazing as a woman. Yes, you are strong and you are helpful in a lot of ways, but the way that you come across to the tradie more often than not will be he'll feel criticized, and he won't necessarily respond, or when he does finally respond, he will blow up like there's no tomorrow and say, why the fucking hell, you're just picking at me, pick. That's how it turns up in our house. If I'm not being so like the best version of myself, like Bianca noted, I'm being a complete and utter mole. It's just a Kateism, Bianca. If I'm being that way, eventually the top blows off. And eventually it gets too much and the breaking point comes. And I'm sure the breaking point comes for your tradies as well, because, they feel like they have a whole lot of expectations on them to be out on the tools, to be placating the clients, to be managing the staff, to be making sure that invoicing's done, to be doing all these things, and then we come in and we want to add on top of that, oh, I want to put this process in or this procedure. Now, I'm not saying like, hey, tradies, you're off scot-free, you don't have to ever do anything to make your business better. No, that's not the case. But ladies, the way that you address and approach that stuff with the tradie is definitely it's in your court. So if the fellas are withdrawing and you actually even feel like they're avoiding coming in the office with you, that is about you. It is not about them. Today stings a little bit, ladies, I know. And we're just about to release the next round of our weekend called How to Tame Your Tradie. It's a weekend for ladies with tradies, and you do it from your computer at home, and we get together, and I only have 10 to 15 absolute max in that, so we're about to release it, only $129. So if you're interested, let us know. And in that, we do a lot of reflecting on our current belief systems around business, around our tradie, around ourselves. We really dig deep into what our roles and responsibilities are. And we look at different personalities and where you might be going wrong with your tradie, and equip you with some tools to help you communicate with him better. So How to Tame Your Tradie, $129. It's on the weekend of October the 10th and 11th. 4 hours, I think, or 5 hours on day one, 4 hours on day two. So it's not too heavy. It's on a weekend as well. So so if you want to jump on that, make sure you let us know. We'll be releasing that. So yeah, I just wanted to jump in. You know, it's interesting not only talking to Jace but some other fellas over the weekend actually about that confidence thing, and how much we can impact that and influence their level of confidence. Like, our job is to be their greatest cheerleader, and rather than their greatest criticizer. So, you know, swap one C, criticism, for another, cheerleading. Woo, even get some pom-poms if you're really excited. So, yeah, can't wait to hear what you've all got to say about this, and you know, give us any feedback. What is it that you may be doing that might be quashing the confidence of your tradie? Give us a few ideas and examples, because you know, obviously the more that we share as a group of women, and get over to the ladies and talk about it if you like, because it's obviously a closed group in there and the boys can't see. But yeah, it's so important. It is up to us. They will only be as confident as we support them to be. I truly believe that. Yes, they've got to work on themselves too and improve their own confidence, but I can tell you now, 90% of how confident that man is up to you. It's totally driven by how much love, support, adoration, building up, and, you know, high-fiving with that you give him and provide to him. So hope that's been helpful. Happy Monday. Have an amazing week. We will see you tomorrow morning. And yeah, pop over to the ladies. Let's have a conversation. I'll repost this in there so that we can get a bit of a chat happening. See you, dolls. Bye.